Another month, another batch of new bowling balls. This month we have 10, which is not
a big batch.
Yeah, it's a big batch. We are getting ready for holidays, for Christmas, I guess, preparing.
Cyber those Fridays or something. Cyber
yeah,
Mondays.
Black Friday, Cyber Mondays, and so on. Manufacturers are getting ready to take over the league season with.
I was hoping to have only four bowling balls because Motiv and Storm was, releasing those bowling balls a little bit earlier, and then Brunswick just, came in.
Take 6.
Yes, here you go.
Yeah, so we have a pretty big batch. So I think without further ado, we can jump into it and talk a bit about those bowling balls. As last month, we will talk maybe from the league bowler's perspective, evaluate those balls if they are worth it, if they are not, and in what conditions can they be used. And since we have 3 or 4 different brands.
3.
So we have Storm, Motiv, and Brunswick.
Yeah,
right?
we have B7, but just let's group it into one group.
Right, so let's start with Storm bowling balls. So for Storm we have only 2, which are Storm EquinoX Solid and Roto Grip Rockstar Amped.
Yeah.
So Storm EquinoX Solid, of course we had Storm EquinoX before, which was marketed very strongly, and I guess it was a success. It still is.
Yeah, it was made, having in mind of a league bowler, of that casual league bowler, and the marketing team was announcing that this bowling ball suits 80% of typical house shot patterns, and it can be, used widely. And now the market, the Storm EquinoX Solid is entering the market. It's not that versatile bowling ball, but still, I think it's going to be very widely used, not only in the league, but in the upcoming PBA Tour season. It is made, for heavy oil, but you can always, adjust that reaction with the layout that suits your needs better. It's asymmetric, reactive solid. I believe it's going to be, as it's 2000 grit Abralon finish on factory, it's going to be very controlled, but yet very strong overall reaction on the lane. So I'm really excited to see this bowling ball and to try it out in the future. I think it's gonna stand in between those 2 Storm bowling balls that have been a huge success in recent years. I have in mind the Storm Ion Max. This EquinoX Solid is going to be a little bit smoother than Ion Max, but it's going to be just a little bit stronger than Phase 2. So for those league bowlers who are looking for more overall reaction from a bowling ball, comparing to their Phase 2, which they're usually a benchmark bowling ball, if you may, but this one will provide a little bit more overall reaction, so it can be a step up from Phase 2 to tackle up those heavy oil patterns.
Yeah, and it's I think it's marketed as well as like designed for the league play. I read that it's like 4 house patterns for 39 and 44 in between that range oil patterns, and that's usually like your typical house shots and then league patterns that you have. And yeah, as you said, it's a bit stronger than your benchmark balls like Phase 2, not that strong as Ion Max. So we have like this bowling ball that you can take it out of your bag once the transition starts, but it's still too early for those stronger bowling balls. So that's a very nice bridge, and I think just as a previous version of Storm EquinoX, this bowling ball would probably have its success, and bowlers will pick it up just because of, first of all, of the name.
Yeah.
Second, because of the very well thought out marketing league play is the main play, and if this ball is targeted to that, of course it will find its buyer, and it's a good option to have in your bag when you are building that arsenal for your league.
Yeah, and the price is, Storm is usually on the same price range for all their high performance bowling balls. So for this EquinoX, it's gonna be $195 on Amazon and $220 on Bowling Shop Europe if you're buying in Europe. So it's not the cheapest option, but usually those asymmetric solid bowling balls are a little bit on the higher end on the price range. So it's definitely worth the money, because when you need one of those bowling balls that can dig up in the oil, it's worth to spend a little bit more money, because if you don't have it, you're screwed.
Good, so let's move on to another bowling ball of Storm's group, which is Roto Grip Rockstar Amped. And this bowling ball is another ball which is focused more on medium to heavy oil patterns. It's an amped version, literally, of the predecessor, the Rockstar, and it looks stronger. It has more aggressive reaction, and I think it's a very interesting pickup that bowlers might consider.
Yeah, and the Roto Grip Amped is created something very similar to Storm Phase AI. I believe that bowling ball is widely overlooked in the bowling community, because for me it was a really good bowling ball to use on wide spectrum of oil patterns, and it's really versatile, and this Amped is something really close to that one, and I believe that a lot of bowlers will benefit from this bowling ball in particular, because it can be used basically everywhere. You can use it on transition, you can use on lower volume oil patterns, and it's gonna thrive. And I believe that having in mind a price range of this bowling ball in particular, we have like $195, something about that number, on Amazon. So it's one. If you compare, for instance, with EquinoX Solid, of course it's asymmetric solid, so it's always on the higher end of a price range. But this one is like $30 cheaper, and it can be used on basically everywhere. So
$195.
Storm Equinox Solid is $199, and this one is $165.
Yeah, so 60. Yeah, so I wanted to mention the price as well. I think I really enjoyed the reaction that I saw from some of the videos and how the ball is supposed to react. It's that it has that skid flip motion, skids through the fronts, has a very aggressive backhand, and I would love to have those kind of balls, in my bag when it comes to transition, when we have a bit of lower volume oil patterns. The pearl, it's always a great option to have in your lineup. And considering the price and the usage of this ball that I would see personally, I think that I would choose this bowling ball over the EquinoX Solid, just because of the usage and the price that you pay and the ball that you get.
Yeah, and knowing that you play your more lower volume oil patterns more frequently, I would suggest picking this one instead of EquinoX Solid, but just knowing what you are currently playing more. So this ball would be, I believe that it's going to be a bit more beneficial for your arsenal instead of EquinoX Solid. But yet again, Storm Equinox Solid, it's not something bad with that bowling ball. It's just for your league play, Amped is gonna be a little bit better.
Yeah, I guess we are just considering the value that you get for the money you pay. Obviously, for league bowlers, I think that's an important thing. So I think this would be the ball to go with. If you are like a low rev player, maybe this ball might be a bit too sharp. So that might be like in consideration if you really want to pick this up. But other than that, I think this is a very strong contender to, and it looks very nice.
Yeah.
That red pinkish color, I think it's
like a lava lamp.
so yeah, we approve this one. Good. Let's jump to the next one and to the
next
other
manufacturer.
brand.
Yeah.
So we have Motiv and two balls from Motiv as well. And the first one is Motiv Shadow Tank. This is a very interesting ball meant for dry lanes, and in essence, Shadow Tank basically replaces the, well, it's a urethane kind of.
Yeah, it's you know, in a recent USB-C rule change, and you know, that's all the talk about urethane usage everywhere. Motiv responded with this Shadow Tank, and I believe that it's going to be a really successful bowling ball. From what I saw from reviews of those guys who already used this ball, because we didn't have time to put our hands on it, but it looked like from a bowling ball that is not flaring that much, because it's not supposed to flare, because it's something similar to urethane, because it's not urethane. Motiv is using that microcell polymer cover stock, but this bowling ball still has a punch in the backhand, and it's in some videos it looks like a reactive bowling ball, but it's not, and it's very interesting bowling ball reaction, and I think that it's really similar to urethane because it digs up really early, but it's a little bit more delayed than your usual urethane like Purple Hammer or Storm IQ78U. It's a little bit delayed and has a bigger punch in the backhand. So for those who you know, wants a bigger snap in the back from urethane-like bowling ball, this Shadow Tank is the must-go.
And I guess if you are considering like you want to make sure that your ball is legal and with all those urethanes and different rules in the tournaments, just pick up Motiv Shadow Tank. You know, it will go. So that's one thing that you know, might be a selling point in that regards.
If you're not just bowling in the league, but you occasionally want to try yourself in the nationals.
And who knows, after a year we could have another set of rule changes and again the urethane will be the topic. So, you know, you can be safe and go with Motiv Shadow Tank. I think this bowling ball, if we are looking from the league bowler's perspective, in some leagues, in some tournaments, I guess the urethanes are the go-to when it comes to leagues, but maybe it's not necessarily the best option. I would think that Motiv Shadow Tank, if we are talking about a house shot, it should be a good option for like late in the block, you know, when you need the...
Or short oil patterns.
Yeah, you need
low volume oil
you need
patterns.
like control, you need the ball to read a bit early, you know, and this bowling ball would be a very nice addition to the arsenal. For example, you start with your benchmark, then you move to Roto Grip Rockstar amped, and then maybe you go to this one when the lanes are cooked. So
the question is, and always will be, how much usage can these bowling balls have in the league play where you can use all urethane bowling balls?
True.
So why should I pick this one if I can
Purple
pick
Hammer?
Purple? So, you know, I think that this ball will be in on PBA Tour season and in nationals where Motiv staff players are going, it's an option that you have to have in your line, and we will see this ball on TV quite a few times, but on the league play, the question is because if you're not a staff player and you can shot with any bowling ball that you can sure. have, so you will probably already have something urethane-ish in your bowling bag. So having another one is
probably this will be more utilized by the Motiv staffers on shorter patterns, I guess.
Probably.
But wrapping it up, is it worth for the league player?
If you already have a urethane bowling ball, I would say no. But if you're looking for something legal that can be widely used all around the globe, probably yes. Plus, if you have a spare money in your pockets and you want to try that polymer bowling ball, that new cover stock, and to see some new reaction on the lane, sure, why not?
Yeah, if you have if you have the possibility, I think it's an interesting ball in general, like to have in your arsenal, to try it, the cover stock, the core, all the combination and the usage of the ball is very interesting. So I think it's nice to have just to try it. Good. Another Motiv ball is Motiv Raptor Rain, and this is a heavy oil killer.
Yeah, it's a Jackal Onyx replacement because Jackal Onyx is being discontinued, and this bowling ball comes into play and will replace the old one. The first thought that I had when I saw this bowling ball, because it was a little bit later than Motiv, than the Storm released that EquinoX Solid, I was thinking that somebody puts more contrast and saturation on my laptop, because this bowling ball in colors seemed like Equinox Solid, but with more, saturated colors. So it's not a bad thing, but it looks really, really close to that one. But that eagle thing on as a logo looks really sharp. Yet again, if we are looking into this ball for league play only, I believe that it's too strong. Equinox Solid was on the line between too strong and still usable, but this one is more strong than Equinox Solid, and on league play it can be really hard to use this bowling ball, even on fresh oil. Of course, if you are low rev player, if you're a really speed dominant player and you have to have your bowling ball, start digging up the oil soon, then it's a really good option. You have to utilize those bowling balls if you want a good pin carry. But if this is something for league play only, for more balanced bowling player, I believe it's too strong.
Yeah, it's a bit of an overkill, I think. For players who compete on sport patterns in some bigger tournaments on high volume oil patterns, this ball is definitely something that you need to look into. I think it will be a very good bowling ball
for sport patterns,
for those longer heavy oils. So for that, it's definitely a good option to go to. But for the league play, I think even if you mentioned, if you are like speed dominant or whatever, I think it's still a bit of an overkill. This is an expensive bowling ball, and it is, I think, fairly situational. So I don't think that it would necessarily be worth it for the league player.
Yeah, I just checked the price on Amazon. So Motiv Raptor Rain goes for $210 almost. So yeah, it's even on the it's really expensive. No, well, really expensive. We have EquinoX Solid for 200 and 210.
Yeah, but
basically the same price, but yeah.
But it's still on the. There are definitely like
Cheaper options.
more available options that you can get. So I think that you need to think about this when you are making those decisions.
Yeah, especially when I don't know, building a bowling ball arsenal for my league play. I usually skip those bowling balls that are really aggressive and digging the oil really early because I don't find where I can use it. I start with something more smooth, something that I can keep under me and have straight lines, and these really aggressive bowling balls are not that benefiting. So Storm Equinox Solid and this Raptor Rain from Motiv, I believe that it's going to be really successful bowling balls on sport patterns, long patterns. We will see it in professional tours and so on, but on league play, you have to find your bowler that fits a bowling ball more than a bowling ball can fit any bowler. So.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's move on to the next ball and the next brand.
Brunswick.
And we have 6 balls from the Brunswick group. And the first one in our lineup is the Columbia 300 Ricochet Return. So what do we think about this one?
Yeah, Ricochet was, a quite successful Columbia 300 line. So this is really similar to the OG Ricochet, but it's a reactive hybrid version of it. It's a symmetric bowling ball made for a medium heavy oil, and well, you will see that classical, late reaction on the lanes. It's going to be stronger in the backhand. So for those who are like that reaction on the lanes, having those bigger angles, bigger shapes on the lane, seeing that bowling ball hook, in the backhand with a more aggressive motion, I believe that this ball can be really, really successful for those kind of players.
Yeah, I agree. I think it sounds a bit similar to what we talked about Rockstar Amped as well. The reaction is going to a similar direction. Like we have a very strong backhand, and while this ball is probably kind of situational as well, but I would see how it could be like utilized in league, and it could find its place as well.
I believe it can be. It's gonna be a little bit more smoother than amped. Mm-hmm. So I see for your play, but I believe that it can be your benchmark bowling balls playing on lower volume oil patterns on those medium conditions, and this ball can be the one that you start with. So in some way it can be used and utilized as a benchmark bowling ball for some players.
Yeah, so I think it's a ball worth taking a look at. It has that strong hybrid motion, and the price of it is around 190 as well. So well, it's an okay price for the hybrid. So if you want something like that, if you want an aggressive ball for your benchmark, maybe this is a ball that you can look into.
Yeah, the next one in the line is Radical Intel Recon. I believe that this ball will surprise many bowling players.
Why?
I believe that having a reactive pearl with really low RG and diff, which means sooner reaction and more, not that angular motion, more straighter angles. I believe it's going to be very highly utilized on league play because it can be both your starting bowling ball, your benchmark, and your transition bowling ball, meaning you can bowl with the same ball, moving just a little bit, inside for 2, maybe even 3 games in a league play.
Yeah, I agree. I think it will be. I don't know if it will be like a highly popular bowling ball, but considering the radical balls in the radical line, I think it could be like one of their more successful bowling balls, especially when we are talking about league. I would also see this ball as a ball that you could start the play, considering it as a sort of a benchmark option, and it is fairly versatile. You know, you can, as you mentioned, you can use it on in different situations. So considering it's a similar price as before, around 190, it is probably a pretty good pickup.
Yeah.
And it's as well. You can match it to any bowler, to different styles, change the layouts a bit, and you have a good strong bowling ball to start with. If you are looking at longer patterns, maybe not the best option, but I think it's a bit too weak. But for the league play, it's a very good pickup.
And that's not the only radical bowling ball that we have on the list.
Evil Eye.
When we were driving
mysterious.
when we were driving to film this podcast, you were the only bowling ball from those 10 bowling balls. You only mentioned this one.
I don't know why. I know why. I know why.
So why?
Not because of the reaction and what it does for the lanes, but just because of the design and the name. Just yesterday, I was making a video, a short video about the new bowling balls released, and the image of this ball just stayed in my head until now. I can see it clearly, you know. So it's a very cool looking ball. I would pick it up just because of the design and of the name. But I don't know. What do you think about this one?
I'm a bit skeptical of league usage of this bowling ball because it's similar to Raptor Rain that Motiv is providing this month. And, as I mentioned earlier, those really strong bowling balls that needs oil, that was built for oil, to utilize it on league play, you have
to... As we mentioned with the previous, you can... It's probably a bit of an overkill. If we're talking about a league play, it's kind of built for the heavy oil, but still you can find usage for it in the transition. Maybe if you want to start with something like very strong, and this can be something that you could consider. But probably like for sport shot, it would be a better option than for league play.
Yeah, it's low RG, medium diff bowling ball. You can utilize it on those medium oil, medium heavy oil conditions. Yet again, I'm not a fan of those bowling balls used in league. I have to see, guys throwing it.
It's an evil eye.
Yeah, it looks like something that Egyptian pharaohs was throwing because of the logo. But I don't know where they find that oil because it's really dry in Egypt.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, so I think evil eye. It's like if you have a 3 bowling ball arsenal that you are building for your league play. So Evil Eye is probably not the ball that you could pick up, but if you are building a longer arsenal, you already have your 3 bowling balls that you usually play with and have for different stages of the block, and you are filling the smaller gaps. I think Evil Eye might be the ball that you can pick up just for the looks.
Not just only for the looks, it's a step up from your benchmark bowling ball. It's something that you have to use when heavy oil pattern is in your way to the pin. So
Yeah, so pick up on your own discretion. Next up, we have Brunswick Energize, another bowling ball for the eyes series. So this is like a benchmark asymmetric bowling ball that is kind of in the, between the Hypnotize, which is a bit of a cleaner version, and Vaporize, which is like a stronger bowling balls in that line. So what do you think about this one?
Yeah, it's basically Vaporized, but in a hybrid cover stock. So I believe it's gonna be really good bowling ball, just because it's it has a weaker core, RG of 2.478, so it's gonna be revving up really quickly. It's gonna have that early hook, and well, I believe it's really suitable just because of the RG and hybrid version of cover stock. You're gonna really utilize it on league play.
Yeah, it's probably, it will lose its grip on like extreme oil if we have like those heavy oil patterns. So maybe not the best option that you can get. If it's very dry, it will probably like it may skid a bit too far. So it's kind of in the middle. And for league play, we are looking for balls that are in that middle range. And I think considering those aspects, Energize is the ball that out of this lineup that we have this month, it's a ball worth considering to add to your league arsenal. The price is also something around 190, so similar prices for the Brunswick ball so far. Maybe let's talk about another Brunswick ball, which is Alert, and low RG, low diff. What do you think about this?
I think this is a league benchmark bowling ball.
We have a winner.
Yeah, if you have to start with something on league play, especially for my type of player who likes straighter angles, who has more revs, so this symmetric reactive solid bowling ball gonna be a really beneficial one on wide spectrum of bowling, on oil patterns, not just on the heavy oil but on medium oil as well. I will have to probably have something in my bag. If we're talking about free bowling ball bag, I will have to have something stronger for the back end for transition play, because this bowling ball, I don't think it's gonna be really good for those transition happenings on the lane. So it's gonna be really good bowling ball for game 1, maybe game 2, for the first half of game 2, and then I have to move to something else. But to start with, this bowling ball in particular is a really nice option. And yeah, if we're building some kind of a bowling ball arsenal from these 10 bowling balls, I believe that Brunswick Alert is one of those options for me.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's a good benchmark ball to have, especially considering the price of it, something around 160. So looking at the price and the value that you get, this is also like the ball that you need to consider. The reaction is a very nice one for the benchmark ball. It kind of reads the lane early but doesn't lose the energy, so that's what we are looking for those, especially at the start. So I think this bowling ball will definitely be something that league players will look into and get, and will have success with it. So is it worth buying? I think Brunswick Alert is definitely a bowling ball that you need to consider
in October.
Yeah. And the last one,
Last but not least,
Yeah.
probably the most angular bowling ball in this whole 10 ball list in
And the
this
only
October.
ball from track.
Yeah, but Criterion Inverse is gonna be a really slapping beast in the back end of the lane. It's built for medium oil. It's asymmetrical pearl, so believe me, it's gonna have that big snap in the back end. Yeah, so a lot of, I cannot say a lot, but there are players that loves that kind of a ball motion that can tame that and have a really good score with those kind of bowling balls. So if you're looking for something that has that classical, you know, skip the whole front part of the lane and then had a huge reaction in the back ends, then Criterion Inverse is a ball to go.
Yeah. I actually wrote, when looking at those balls, I wrote down that this is a perfect bowling ball for shape seekers.
Shady
Interesting word, but yeah, as you mentioned, you know, the reaction of this bowling ball is something that is difficult to control. But if you love that kind of snap at the back end, if you love those big flashy strikes that you know, you're playing basically coast to coast, and this is your something that you enjoy, I think Track Criterion Inverse is definitely a bowling ball that can give you that. For part of bowlers, this will be maybe a bit too difficult, I would say. I don't know if I would personally go for this bowling ball, because having in mind that I have a higher end like rev rate and slower speed, I think this bowling ball would be something that
to pick up 7th.
Yeah, I would struggle a bit, but yeah, if you have like bigger speed, this bowling ball might be a useful tool that you could get for league play as well.
So, Carlos, can you build your free ball arsenal from October bowling balls?
Okay. Yeah.
What you're picking for benchmark?
For benchmark, I think I would go with probably with the Brunswick Alert.
Same.
I think it should be a very good benchmark. Then I would go probably with the Roto Grip Rockstar Amped, and I think I would go with Motiv Shadow Tank.
I would build the same free ball arsenal, but just to be you know, something different, I would pick Ricochet for my second ball, and well, there's not much left for dry oil, so yeah, I will pick Motiv Shadow Tank as well.
Yeah, so a lot of interesting balls that we have this month. You heard our 3-ball arsenals, you heard our thoughts. We are interested in yours as well, so please share your thoughts in the comments. Which balls do you think will have the most success and will be placed in bowlers' bags, and which ones do you think will be discontinued after a month?
Yeah. Drop that in the comments.
So thank you for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video, subscribe to our channel so you wouldn't miss our future podcasts and other videos. And right now we're saying goodbye. See you in the next one, and as always, keep on striking.